Hello there and welcome to an episode of Planetary Annihilation Titans with me, Dan. This is a 1v1 ranked game between Basic Algorithm and Mournful Eagle. So Basic Algorithm is currently at the number 2 spot of the star rank, so that's the top rank on this game. And Mournful Eagle is very high in the platinum, so actually not far behind. Because there's only 2 star rank players currently. The main reason I wanted to do this was because I am very out of practice and there has been quite a few balance changes in the game since I last played, and I want to double check what people are doing with their starting points and how the game works out. So we've got from Basic Algorithm, we've got bots air, and I noticed before anything he got out a boom bot. So I'm guessing Mournful Eagle's gonna be hit right here, and if he missed he missed these fabricators. So he got one. He'd taken out all 3 of those, that would have been game over already. So another fabricator coming out, so 3 fabricators from Mournful Eagle also going bots air. We've got a scout coming out from both teams at the moment, both players, as well as a fighter which misses the scout. And they miss each other, which is interesting. So Mournful Eagle has just seen these 3 fabricators here. I don't know if he can actually do anything about that right now. There's no air fighting. Air to ground. So we've got another boom bot coming out from Basic Algorithm, and he's got the 3 metals really close to the base going into vehicles, and we've got air trundling around. Basically the same from both players, except this metal spot from Mournful Eagle has not been taken as yet, so it'll be interesting to see how long that goes unused. But they are getting out 3 fabricators to the top portion of the map. Of course, this map would be very good for reclaim, so I'd be interested to see how long it takes them, considering these are the top ranked players in the game currently. Okay, reclaim's already going out from Mournful Eagle. This will boost metal and hopefully help with keeping that up there. It's interesting how they've gone up here and Basic is pushing forwards. I only sent 1 up there so far. Of course, this is a massive sea map with a back island as well on the shoreline planet, so there is naval opportunity too. And I missed that. They're both going naval. There's quite a lot of metal in the sea too, so it's there for the taking really. And also the bases are quite close to the coastline, so if you can get a good sea presence, that could be quite dangerous for the main base. We have what's in this transporter. What is in this transporter? I'm guessing it's a boom bot, so they're looking. So Basic has obviously was planning to go raiding over here. A boom bot here would eradicate those, except they've got anti-air. Okay, we've got some docks raiding going on, taking out the metal. We've got a bomber coming in. Hopefully we'll wipe that out with 1 bomb raid. But we are a cheeky tactic here. Mournful Eagle is going through the sea to go round here with the doxes, because they can go underwater. So they're going to do a surprise attack on this top half, which is interesting. So let's just reorient ourselves here. So we've got a bit of an air scrap going on. Obviously we've got a bomber here that needs to be saved because it'll be very useful, but we've also got more doxes coming in here. So that bomber is needing to take out those before they get near those doxes. These docks terrain is going to really quite impact this. I think if they can remember to bring it back to this this metal extractor, we should be good. Interesting, these 3 fabricators have gone unchallenged in the middle of the map, which is a big thing really, because they've Basic has pushed forwards and is now dominating the metal. 170. Why is that fluctuating so much? I'm guessing they're Oh yeah, they're reclaiming now. So trees make metal. Go figure. A forward bot factory as well, producing docks. It seems to be mainly docks warfare at the moment. But they have... Okay, so we've got air from Mournful Eagle creating a bot factory here. And we've got exactly the same coming up from Basic on the other side of this mini island in the middle. Got some more boats. So we've got what we got coming out of here. Subs coming out. Barracuda subs coming out of the naval factories. Interesting. Mournful Eagle's gone a lot heavier in the sea. And that's disastrous for those fabricators, but they managed to hold off that docks raid. Okay, we've got T2 bots going in for basic. And some air fabricator going out. I'm assuming that would be trying to get these metals down here. And Mournful Eagle is relying heavily on the metal reclaim from the trees, but is also going up here. So they're outspending their metal at the moment, not by much, but Basic is outspending their power currently. They have very similar army values. Basic has a lot more fabrication and 2 more factories. So, I mean, it's dangerous. This middle section, this whole middle part of the map has been taken already by Basic algorithm. Looks like Mournful Eagle's trying to take the sea. I'm interested to see where this goes. We've got air fabrication getting these spots. There's some doxers going out on this part. Obviously, some more tree reclaim, but important here. If this here narwhal can get close to this here fabricator, narwhals have anti-air and sub missiles as well as cannons. They're very, very versatile. So if they can just get a little bit closer to this air fabricator, it's totally out of range. Oh, just out of range. Only just out of range. Interesting. Is that in range now? Yeah, there we go. So it's taking down the fabricator. I can hear actually quite a lot of something going on. What's this? So we've got a tank raid over on the back top part of the map. Yeah, interesting that the tanks are out this side of the map already, and Mournful Eagle is responding with some tank factories. And a T2 bots, of course. I'm not sure if it still is, but I know there's a lot of the meta has changed on some of the units, so I don't know if bot tanks are now the meta for building. They always were a bit more efficient than the bot builders, bot fabricators. But yeah, I don't know if the meta doesn't. It looks like, I think it has definitely changed, but from the upper high-end gameplay, it seems to be still very similar. Got a couple of sparks sitting in this docks things, but they're not moving. Sparks are good units for close combat. I've got a little section in the middle here. Of course, Basic has the air game. How many we've got air here? So 19 air, and it's taken out the bombers. Very wise. A little tickle between between the unit pools there. What else we got, guys? We've got T2 coming out now. Wonder if we'll see a T2 fabricator come out soon to get that economy stronger. But we've got slammers coming out, which are very, very good at countering docks. So that's a good one. We've got a T2 fabricator coming out from Basic now, as well as one slammer. Are there slammers on the field? No, not yet. We've got some mines going up over here. That's really, really clever because it will stop docks raiding and slammers coming through. Because of course there isn't a unit that can see under sea mines that can go through the water. So that's very, very clever. It's just sort of petty raiding at the moment. Got tanks coming around the back here. which is interesting. And we've got C. Although we do have a lot of torpedo launchers here. We've got 3. They have quite a range on them too. So although outrange a narwhal. But we do have a destroyer in there. Have we? Yeah. So we've got an Orca destroyer, which has a high range. They've found the commander. That's quite dangerous. Don't get too close, chaps. D-gun. Uber cannon. Oh, is this how the game ends? No, the game does not end here. Almost. Very, very almost gets him. Oh my word. That was very, very close. I bet Mournful was thinking they'd won that. When in reality, the game is only really just getting going. That is crazy. Yeah, and Basic has managed to pull all of his air over the commander to stop any bombers coming in. Because if a bomber came in, that's only a couple of bombs, and that's a goner. And of course, Basic is using resources to repair the commander because that is a very, very precarious situation. Okay, so Mournful Eagle is now pushing into this center here with some T2 slammers and lots of flame tanks as well, which are called Infernos, but lots of flame tanks which push forwards and are very good at close range. Currently focusing on walls, which is, I guess, what happens when you park them near walls. We've got tanks going around the back, probably going to take up... I notice the flame tanks are in there again. Taking out some fabrication though, and a double laser turret coming up from Mournful. Okay, we've got a lot of docks, slammers, some snipers, and a Blue Hawk in there. So Blue Hawk are missile bots. And the Sparks are chasing down those tanks, but I doubt they'll even get near this lot of tanks. Unless they're met with resistance the other end, of course. Ooh, these tanks are goners. You can see the slammers working hard. I really like the update where the metal, that might actually be a mod of my system thinking about it, but the metal is very visible. So where there's been wars, you can reclaim that metal for use again later on. And we've got a T1 randomized unit just taking out these back bases from Basic. Now we're into the T2 play now, so we've got lots of slammers and some Blue Hawks and one sniper in there, and they will make very light work of this group of T1. The anti-air though, the vehicle anti-air from Basic did take out the bombers from Mournful in their air supply. I've not been paying attention to around the back, but it looks like Basic has a group of Sparks going around. These Sparks could easily deal with these docks if close enough. Lots of it. This is a very, very on all fronts kind of game. It looks like Mournful might have the C at this point. Whereas it kind of looks like Basic has an... Oh no, I don't know. I don't know what the army... So the army value from Basic is slightly more fabricators. But the army's very similar. Oh no, it's not. Basic has a hell of a lot more T1. So Mournful must have more T2. I'm guessing ships are quite... I don't know. Someone in the comments tell me how the army values equate with ships. I don't actually know that one. We've got all T1. Oh, there's a few Blue Hawks and snipers in there. There is anti-air in here as well, the spinners from the vehicles, so I suspect Basic will back out of this. Yeah, they'll see the spinners in there. We've got air going on, so air's just trundling around. So Basic's economy is very strong at this point. Very, very strong. And I'm assuming they're using a lot of reclaim. You can see there's no trees in this area at all. In fact, both teams have taken a lot of trees. There's a push from Basic here on Mournful Eagle, but Mournful is backing out. What else have we got going on? Okay, we've got some ships, some Orca destroyers around the back. It's going to take a lot of the stuff near the land, as long as they don't get too close. Like this laser turret's now in range, whereas the destroyer has a lot more range, so they could have easily focused on that turret. I'm guessing Mournfall's not particularly engaged in this lot of ships here. There's a lot of warfare going in the middle. It's really interesting. I want to know, where is Basic's army and their economy? Oh, T2. So T2 metal has come up in places, and I'm guessing that's where the metal advantage is. T2 from Mournfall as well. Okay, we're into orbital now. They've been going around for a while, I can see. So we've got Hermes space probes, which provide ground vision, so you can see like this this sort of ring, and they are patrolling the world with these for vision. So rather than relying on air or relying on radar or anything like that, they're just trying to make as much of the area visible. There is, however, an umbrella in basic space, which will take out those, which is anti-orbital. Okay, so Mournfall is making a push and then sees Basic's army and decides to retreat. There's a lot of flame tanks in this unit lot, but there's no is there a T2 in there? There's one slammer, one sniper, whereas there's a lot more T2 in Mournfall's group of units here. If they can keep retreating and keep these missile bots, they'll slowly pick away. There is a sniper there, however, which does have a pretty decent range, as you can see. Okay, air is coming in now. Oh, and he backs out again. This is quite a close match. Metal is still the advantage of basic algorithm. But they haven't got this planet, this island, by the looks of things. Don't know where all that metal is. Okay, so we're slowly picking away. Mournfall's slowly picking away Basic's C, but they have got Barracudas out. Basic's Barracudas are taking out metal. I've just got some submarines going around. Little groups of units around here. So I'm really interested in these big loads of air. So there's 45 fighters. There's T2 air up now from Basic. I didn't even see that go up. And they also have a teleporter, which I'm guessing they had one in the middle somewhere to migrate units around. Okay, the teleporter looks like... I don't know where the other one is. Let's find that. There. They're rediverting all their units to there? Seems like an interesting choice, but they've definitely clicked the teleporter ready. So unless they're getting one maybe over here, because I'm not sure actually. T2 blip. Is that what, a stitch? Yes, of course it's a stitch. What's a blip? What is a blip? I don't know. I saw a blip. Yeah, so a stitch. I'm not sure if they can build portals, teleporters. I know the T2 ones can. We're ready to go through the teleporter. But where is the teleporter going? And what have we got here? So we've got a lot of... I can't remember the name of them. So we've got angels which repair ships. The gunships, I can't remember what they're called for the life of me. These here, gunships, they are very good at just taking out things like doxes and ground units generally. It's painful. This is really... But then there's so much T2 in here. Just eradicating the Mournfall's air force. So Mournfall has just ground vision everywhere. If we see what they are seeing, they could see quite a lot. Although there is a black hole around here. But that's because Basic has anti-orbital in base. Interesting that they've gone for that tactic. There is, I don't know if there's radar units anymore, but there is anti-radar units. So like invisible on radar units. Well, so we've still only got the one T1 factory by Mournfall. I fear that might be the mistake, because Basic does have a bit T2 air. And that's the gunship. Kestrel. That's what they're called. The Kestrels. Very good multi-purpose sort of gunship. Mines are back up. That's where that group of units went. To this teleporter. And they are... So, Mournful has seen that and is directing ships as close as possible and units this way in preparation. But... yeah, I don't know if they'll be able to defend that group of units. And they've got another group of units going forwards. What else we've got going on around here? So we've got some doxes just traversing under the sea, which makes sense. This island has been kind of forgotten about by the looks of things. There is units going up here, but there's a lot of metal for the taking. And they're both doing alright for metal, but, you know, more T2 and that. There's another teleporter going even closer. So what have we got? Are these the stitches? What is a blip? What is it? I don't know why it's saying blip in the bottom left. But yeah, stitches are can make teleporters by those things, and a lot more units are pouring through. This is dangerous for Mournful now. There's a chunk of T2 in there as well, but a hell of a lot of T1. 94 docks in that group. Okay, so we've got T2 ships up from Mournful. I didn't spot that. I'm out of practice. T2 ships, so Leviathan's a ridiculous range. You see that range on this gunship, and Basic has seen that and has decided to go this way round rather than risking these cannons taking out his army. Teleporter rolling, so getting closer and closer and closer with those teleporters, moving the units around as well. T2 air is going around taking... yeah, Basic has the majority of this side of the map now in domination. But Mournful does have the sea. See the anti-air going away there. Missile ship in there as well. Stingray. Which can take out orbital and air. The missiles are rather slow. But they are powerful. T2, we've got a gunship, Typhoon. They send out lots of little planes, which can be devastating, actually. Okay, Mournful managed to... must have quite a lot of T2 in there. Yeah, 11 Slammers and 6 Blue Hawks. They've managed to fend off pretty much that attack from Basic. Commander's now running away. Run, Commander, you don't want Slammers near a Commander. They'll make light work of him. Sip of tea. Air game is strong. The air has been lost totally by Mournful has lost that game, but are now piling out the T2. I'm interested. There's still metal spots everywhere that haven't got metal on them. One anti-air, but this... so the Angel will repair things as it goes. And air will target bombers and that kind of unit first. So, yeah, if you're not microing that, that's going to be gone. I really have no idea, even now. We haven't got long to go, but I have no idea who's going to win this. I'm assuming it might be Basic's game based on this Air Force, but then there was 9 gunships and 18 bombers in there, so they might just target this commander. It might be able to get rid of the commander with that. There is a lot of units coming around this way as well. Okay, so we have Locusts, which are T2 bot, which are very, very, very good at buildings, but they are light. They don't last long when faced with any fire, but if they can get near some buildings, they'll just gobble them up. Okay, so I still don't see what's going on. Okay, so this group of units is going to take out this back base here. I reckon we've got 6 Slammers in there. But we do have T2. Get some T2 shots in there. Yeah. They might not get close to their base, to be honest. Just get your air in there already, basic. I reckon that's how the game ends looking at this. But it feels, mind you, I would send these units in and probably lose them all. T2 ships now are up for basic algorithm. It's interesting. There's still a few units hovering around the base near the commander, but so we've got a probe going up from Mournful once again, circling the planet. Sorry, I thought that was a basics orbital, but it doesn't look like they've gone into orbital at all. Here we go. It must be this unit, this lot of air units. So what have we got here? Well, we have 12 Kestrels. Are they just going to go over? Are they doing anything with these units? I don't know. They take it out. Yeah, so you see the gunships. Yeah, they're just... Oh, there's an Icarus in there. There's a power generating T1 plane that has a very weak laser on them. Good for fabricators. Okay, so they've eaten that army now. There's some good, healthy shit. Let's have a look at the army value again. Basics army value is very high. A lot of fabricators. Morphal Eagle has barely any fabrication. In comparison, where are those 54 fabricators? There's a chunk in the base. There's some up here. I don't know. There's another load of units going through the teleporter now. Coming out the other side. Okay, he's sent out the locusts to gobble up the buildings to see if they can avoid units. They just sink stuff immediately. That T2's going down. Look how fast that T2 will go down. Gone. They're just not very strong. They can go through the sea or over the sea. Eating everything in the back of the base. Ouch, ouch, ouch. This might be a GG actually, rather than an attack, which is a shame. But they're just taking out that power infrastructure. Does have quite a lot of power though. No. I don't know. I don't know. Keep me guessing. Okay, quite a few units coming in the front here. And to be honest, Morphle has nothing to respond. Barely anything in comparison. Group them together, but I mean, this is spread out. If you look at this minefield, it's kind of spread out, whereas this is like a block of. T2 power just went down. Mines in the sea as well. I still actually have no idea. I mean, I'm feeling it's probably a basic winning here, judging on army value and metal and everything, but it's just taking its time. They're just taking their time. I think basics just building up slowly whilst applying pressure around the map. They have the central island now, so they've removed all the metals for the central island. Yeah, I mean, Mournful should probably stop with the Hermes at this point. Can they hold off this group of units? Probably. I want to see this air go in, but then they haven't got. Basic hasn't got much in the way of to ground now. I think because it took out that army, which had a lot of spinners in it. T2 going back up in the sea. Here comes the air. There goes the air. Okay, so the sea is actually, I don't know what it must be. There's a ship unit which must do mine detection. I don't know what it's called because personally I suck big time at ships and I never build one. But there must be a ship that can detect mines. But it's certainly not in this group. Taking out, but he's not moving forwards. He's just pecking away at the side of the base. Unit cannon. Didn't see that. Unit cannon full of locusts. Ouch, ouch, ouch. That into the middle of the base with some slammers, or even locusts, but slammers right in the middle of the base. Will you can take out commander very quickly if you can spy the commander and land right next to the commander. Okay, so it's another double unit, so it's double unit cannons now. Good switch from basic there. Sensing a little bit of a stalemate situation, or just playing. They're probably just playing. Yeah, I'm really intrigued with the they're just mainly anti-air in this. Mournful's managed to get around the back into Basic's base here, taking out metal spots with just a group of T1s. which this air might stay away, but to be honest, if it starts pecking... Oh, well, the metal deficit is like half, so I don't think that's really a problem. Lots of fabricators being recoiled, taking them back to the base. Or recalled, should I say, not recoiled. Metal storage has gone up for basic as well. Make sure they can't run out of metal. Army's huge. Army values double, more than double. Fabricator count for basic is huge. Factory count is a lot more. Of course, Mournful is... They're getting units out, but they just don't have very much T2 at all. They are still holding back, but that air force is huge. So they're bringing up the... So basic is producing a lot more gunships now. This group of units... And this, here we go. Is this the final blow? What has basic got in here? Is it just locusts, or do we have... I don't know. A locust next to the commander? Oh, locusts, here we go. Lots of locusts coming in. Oh, there's the commander. I've never seen a locust swarm eating a commander before. Oh, done. I think that may have been a GG. Not 100% sure. Let's go back a few seconds. So locusts, did they all get taken out? Yeah, all the locusts got taken out. It was a GG from Mournful Eagle. I was expecting the air to take out Mournful then, but obviously not. Well, that was a good game. Kept me guessing. I don't know if I've learnt a huge amount about the balance changes though, which was part of my goal for recording this with very little gameplay in the last number of months. Triple A's is getting in the middle there, quite a defense battery. Yeah, good game. Let's just have a quick look at the game stats. Yeah, look at this unit count. So basic was on the unit count for the entire time. Build efficiencies kind of all over the place. Metal production was always slightly higher. Metal demand, however, switched at the last unit, at the last point. Anyway, that was great. Thank you very much for watching. There will be a lot more games coming, I promise. Like and subscribe and all that jazz. And I'll see you all later. Bye!